Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. We have a little bit more of an informal kind of setup today. I'm using this mic instead of my studio mic because I just wanted to chat with you guys. Unfortunately, I have some less than ideal news. I got rejected from Oxford again. Um, and it is not exactly the outcome that I was hoping for. I have my little notes over here. You know, the last time I got rejected, I understand I didn't really meet their requirements, but this time I did all of the things. I got to work with the wonderful Crimson Education Program. They gave me a scholarship and I got wonderful university guidance on how to properly write my personal statement. I had the necessary predicted scores and I even opted to go in for the November exam so that I would qualify for the necessary score for admissions this year. And I didn't even make it to interview. A little under half of applicants make it to interview, and I didn't get there, and it was very disappointing. I always thought of myself as someone who better comes across in person than on paper, but I understand that there were a number of more qualified applicants than me who wanted the spot and who could better show themselves in that format, and that I understand. It's also really disappointing though, and part of why I wanted to do this is because last year, this was the most difficult part for me. Telling all of my friends and my family and everybody else who helped me along the way that I didn't do it. I didn't get to that point. That was the hardest part for me. In the Virgin Islands, we have a phrase, a rising tide raises all ships. And basically, what that means is that when there is a goal, the whole community helps. It's the same reason why on every paper that I do, we have in my family the 4 eyes test, which means that before it goes in, at least 4 people have checked it for grammar because you will not have bad grammar. Everybody is doing their little part to see that person succeed. It's kind of the idea of, it takes a village to raise a child, but in a lot of different aspects of life. Whether that meant that I was working with one of the heads of our church to make sure that my oration was up to scratch, or my English teachers working overtime to help me with my application, all these different steps. Everybody put in that extra time, just like they expected me to work a little extra, they worked a little extra, and we still didn't succeed. So for me, this is the most difficult part. Here I go. I didn't do it. I got rejected again. But I'm a little bit disheartened and a little bit encouraged by the fact that I am not the only student this year who will not have made it into their dream school. I am not the only one who will have been rejected, who did everything that they could. It is a more universal experience than I'm sure a lot of people are willing to admit. And it can be very disappointing. But I want to thank everybody who helped. I want to thank everybody who was praying for me, both at home and abroad, putting all of that good prayer energy into the world in hopes that I would succeed. It made a difference, I'm sure. And I guess this just means that that was not the match for me at this point in time. My friends love to laugh at me. They're just like, Kathleen, God told you the last time and you still did this? You don't listen, you don't hear. And maybe they were right. I don't know. I thought it was worth a second try. And I think it was because I have this amazing experience of getting to write this application. And I got to write about things that were really, really important to me. I got to write about what I think the role of government is in our lives in my personal statement. I got to write about the economic impacts of different economic systems that have shaped our industrialized world, like, picking cotton and making sugar and all of those things. I got to talk about how protests can make and or break democracies and shape the world that we live in, because those are all things that I really enjoyed learning about and really enjoyed writing about. So there it is. I hope you don't mind. Last week I took a little bit of a breather, a minute, a pulse, to try and get my thoughts together and figure out what I would do and what I would say, because this was the hardest part. But this is not the end. I actually have a video coming up of like my university reactions once I get all of them for the UK schools. The Oxford reaction is in there. Not my finest moment, but I think it'll be pretty interesting. And this is now my second time getting rejected from Oxford, so I feel qualified to maybe give a little bit of advice to anybody who may have just accidentally found this video and just got rejected from their dream school. I hate the old adage, everything happens for a reason. It has been thrown in my direction many times, and I will begrudgingly admit that it is true, because if I hadn't gotten rejected from Oxford last year, I probably wouldn't have found I Believe and been able to mentor there, meet all my amazing new friends. I probably wouldn't have opted to go in for the November exams and learn so much more about the nature of math, how it works, and about the structures of governments, what makes or breaks democracies, and looking at the United States and the Weimar Republic. There are all these wonderful things that I wouldn't have been able to start, including this YouTube channel. And it kind of gave me the little kick in the pants that I needed to try again, to do things a little bit differently. And I think it's okay to take a pulse, to take a minute to mourn this idea of you at this place, because that's something that I had to do. I was like, I don't know. I thought I'd be a perfect match. I was talking to my friend at Oxford and, her friends at Oxford, and I was like, wow, how perfectly I would fit into this environment with these people. But something is telling me that that wasn't a match for me right now, and it won't be a match for me in October 2021. I will be somewhere else. I've started hearing back from other universities. I don't want to spoil that upcoming video though, but there is good news to be excited about. And in January, I will finally have my reacting to IB results video, because I get the results from the November session on January 2nd. So expect in early January to see that video. For everybody who's been coming along with me on this education journey, who put in the extra mile to see me succeed, and who has mentored me through all of these wonderful processes, I just want to thank you so much. For this one particular school, it didn't work, but in all the other areas of my life, all that extra support is really showing. It's really helping me to flourish, and I so, so, so appreciate it. That's that. I think that's it. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. We're only part of the way through. And I think that's the thing that I forgot about journeys. I started this YouTube channel and I was like, I'm going to share my musical journey and my journey in nerdery, forgetting that journeys aren't always an upward trajectory. They go up and down. So that's that for that little trough. And I'm going to keep chugging along because there are more good things coming. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. We just got to 90 subscribers. Woo! And I can't wait to see you guys back next week. Okay.